Hey everyone, I'm Kim, the mom boss behind EmeryandK. Welcome to Back to Basics Bootcamp Tumbler Edition, where myself and two other amazing artists will be sharing weekly videos with all the best tips, tricks, and tumbler making secrets. Let's get to it. All right, welcome to week 5. This week our theme is inks, and I'm going to be showing you how to do a super basic, super simple wood grain tumbler. So today I'm using this 12-ounce shorty from Steel Magnolia. This one came prepped, otherwise I would sand it and I would paint it white, or an off-white will work for a wood grain as well. So these are my two inks of choice. They are Sweet Chestnut and Terracotta. They are by Marabou. I get them from the Glitter Guy, and I apply my inks with a chip brush. These are from Walmart. They're like 97 cents. I prefer a chip brush over like a paintbrush or anything else because they're like super rustic. You can see like cheap, I guess I would venture to say, but that look always makes for a perfect wood grain. The process to make a wood grain is really super simple. As far as which ink you want to start with, for me, I like to start with the one that's a little bit lighter. And you can see I just put like a little strip of ink on my tumbler, and then I immediately grab my chip brush and I start going up and down the tumbler. I think the biggest thing to do or to remember with this is to do long strokes. If you end up doing short strokes, your wood grain can look more like those like cheap particle boards from like Home Depot or whatever versus like an actual like log type of look, which is what I prefer to go for when creating wood grains. So I'm sorry I'm a little bit off screen here, but you know, per usual. So now that I kind of have a base with my lighter ink, I'm going to go in with the other one, and I'm just repeating the process. I'm kind of aiming for the little spots of white. I like to mix them a little bit. Keep in mind, if you overwork your ink too much, you can actually leave like weird little white spots. So don't think about it too much. Just use your brush until it starts to dry up and then move on to the next spot. If you end up with any little tiny circles, like sometimes your ink will kind of like splatter to another spot, just put a little blob of ink there and continue to move your brush up and down, and eventually you will come up with something that looks like wood. It's actually really cool to kind of watch these come together. Now, as far as the bottom, there's a few different ways that you can finish it. Some people would leave it as is. Some people could glitter it. I prefer to, and I'll show you in a second, I prefer to make it look almost like the end of a cut log. So I kind of like to put little rings in there. So I will just put some ink in the center, and then I will kind of do like a little circle with my brush and continue to kind of work it out until the bottom looks almost like a cut log, I guess, if that makes sense. So I'm going to show you guys here. So I'm just kind of doing circles with my brush until I get a look that I like. So once I get my wood grain to how I like it, I'm going to set it aside and let it dry for an hour or two, and then I'm going to put my decal right over top. I never put a coat of epoxy over my wood grain before adding a decal unless it is a clear water slide. In that case, you would certainly want a coat of epoxy underneath so the line disappears. But we're just doing a decal, so I'll see you over there. So for the decal on this one, I wanted to do something camping related with summer coming up. So I drew this in Procreate. It says camping is my happy place. It is available as a free download on Pale Bird Designs website. I will link that in my description box below. Now, as far as applying this decal, it is literally the same as any other decal that you would apply to a tumbler. I get my transfer tape on there. I do like to trim the edges just so I don't have the extra transfer tape sticking to my wood grain. And then I'm going to put it on there, measure it, line it up, get it straight, and it's good to go. For me personally, I will not send out a tumbler with less than 3 coats of epoxy on it. So this tumbler will get 3 coats of epoxy and then it will be totally finished. I did end up deciding to add a little bit of the Golden Ice Mica from the Glitter Guy into my final coat of epoxy to give it that really beautiful, just soft golden shimmer, and I am obsessed with how it came out. As you can see, wood grain tumblers are so simple, and they are some of the fastest ones to make, and with summer approaching, they are perfect for camping season. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this tutorial helpful, maybe a little bit inspirational. If you did, I would love a thumbs up on my video. To keep up with all the bootcamp videos, be sure to subscribe to my channel. Check out Katie at LLB Creations and Robin at Pale Bird Designs. Until next time, happy crafting.